Hello and welcome to the Hub MT YouTube channel podcast brought to you by the European Digital Innovation Hub and powered by MDIA, Malta Digital Innovation Authority. Our guest speaker today is Alexandra Sciberras, who is the co-founder and the COO of Invent 3D, a scale-up specializing in 3D design and additive manufacturing. Alexandra is a pharmacist by profession, but started this venture full-time with her husband back in 2018. She wears many hats at Invent 3D, focusing on the day-to-day operations, finance, design, and client communication. She is also a mother of 3 young kids, and she is passionate about women in business and tech and mentoring startups. I believe this is going to be very, very interesting. We'd like to welcome you, Alexandra. As a mother, would definitely wear many hats. So I think the core background would be there, so the skills would come automatically and perhaps naturally. But before we start off into what you do today, as we said, and as I introduced you, you are a pharmacist by profession. So it's quite a change to what you do today, yes?
Yes, it is quite the change.
What
Honestly.
brought this change?
To be honest, when I was doing the course, I wanted to do something more creative. But at that point, I said, let me finish the course and we'll see where that takes me.
Okay.
At one point, my husband, who is an engineer, he brought home a 3D printer. And I have a background in design, and I thought we could work together to do something interesting with this. So we started spending our free time just designing car keychains at that point and printing them. There was quite the demand for it back then, so we were selling car keychains all the time. And we decided, why not go into this venture full time? And that's what we did. So back in 2018, we had around 6 printers in our living room. They were just printing all at the same time. We left our full-time jobs and went into this.
And had 2 children as well.
Yes, when we started the business, I was pregnant with the second child. So along the way, we also added another one.
How does it feel like to work in a family business environment where obviously you and your husband share the same place of work, I would say, with all the struggles that come with it, managing the family life, the children, day to day?
It's a bit hectic, I'm going to be honest. Like today, our oldest son didn't have school, so he's at the office right now. But it's while it brings its challenges, it's also very interesting. It's a lot of unique opportunities to discuss with the family as well. Our older 2 kids, they're 7 and 5, they're already saying, when I'm older, I'm going to work in the same place as you. I'm going to handle the printers.
Okay.
So they already have that mindset.
Very good. That sounds interesting, which means that they have to be seeing something positive out of this. They are enjoying this environment, and it gives certain pleasant feeling to them, because obviously if it's something they are seeking to pursue, whether they do or whether they don't, but the positive vibe is there. With all, as you said, all its challenges that comes with a family business, which is obviously not easy. So besides managing the day-to-day at home, you also manage the day-to-day tasks at your business.
Exactly. Yes.
What are some of the day-to-day tasks you manage, and obviously how are they being brought into the day?
So we have 10 employees at the moment. I have to make sure that everyone knows what they need to do. I have to make sure that they're happy doing what they do. I have to make sure that's being done properly. So that is the first step of the day. That's how I start. Just making sure that everything is running smoothly. And if there are any issues, I have to figure out a way to fix them.
Okay, so that's the one thing you start with every morning.
Exactly.
And then how do you follow through the day?
Then when things calm down a bit, I go to my desk and I start handling the finances and also communications with clients. We have a couple of online stores where they're constantly asking for updates or sending requests, and I make sure to follow up with those. And I also make sure that they're happy with what they receive as well.
With their products, obviously, and that's it's very important that your clients would have a very good service, so that they obviously, we have spoken about this before, so that you retain your clients. One of the core principles when we're talking on startups, that's obviously when you're running, then you have to maintain your clients. As you mentioned, and as we said in the introduction, we're going to focus on sustainability and entrepreneurship. So as an entrepreneur yourself, as an individual yourself as well, how much weight do you give to sustainability?
In our case, we manufacture plastic, so we have to be very, very careful with the sustainability of it all. We use recycled filament, which is made of recycled plastic and other recycled materials as well. Sometimes they're mixed together. And we make sure that when we design something, we design it in such a way that there is no extra waste. So in the ideal case scenario, as it comes off the printer, it goes straight to the client, like that, with no extra material use.
Alexandra, what are the core principles and goals of business sustainability in your business practices?
In our case, we want to make sure that all the material we use has already been recycled and can be recycled further, so that we can be more sustainable and environmentally friendly. Apart from that, ideally, whatever we use will also end up being recycled further and made into new material for our end, which is something that we are working on implementing within the next month. And we also want to be more sustainable for our employees as well. So if they would rather work from home in certain cases, like if they're working on design and not actually setting up the printers, we give them the flexibility to do so. So that like that, we're also helping the environment by reducing the travel time and the pollution and saving their time stuck in traffic as well.
True. In fact, I was going to ask you, even though obviously your expertise and experience is within your company, what is it benefiting you as a co-founder of a company, of a business that's up and running, when you are sustainable within the environment you work? What are you getting out of it?
Well, when there's less waste, obviously we'll be spending less money. We won't be wasting money. And also if let's say we have this project and unfortunately it doesn't come as expected. Rather than throwing it away, we would be able to reuse the material, which saves costs on material as well. And it's also, we care about the environment. We want to help it out. We don't want to add more plastic waste.
Even when I hear you talk and you talk about this flexibility with your employees, it makes sense because you're getting production from someone who is at home rather than someone who you're waiting for to arrive who is stuck in traffic. Can you provide us with examples in your businesses where you have successfully implemented sustainability initiatives, and also what are the positive impacts these efforts have had on their operation, also on your brand reputation and profitability?
So in 2020, we had applied for the Sustainable Business Awards, and we had actually come in the top 3 as a result of the measures that we have implemented. They're the same ones that I have already mentioned. They're the fact that we reuse the material, that we choose material which has already been recycled, and also the fact that we allow our employees to work remotely. Specifically during COVID times, we had a lot of remote work being done. We had a lot of designers working from home and just a couple of people in the office setting up the actual prints and handling the assembly.
Based on your experience, if you had to give advice to founders, startups, and technology enthusiasts in your sector, what advice would you give?
Well, my advice as someone who has changed her career path completely would be to follow your heart, as cheesy as it may sound. But if there is something that you are truly passionate about, I would say go ahead and take the plunge. Obviously, seek advice while you're at it, especially in the tech field. There is a lot of help available to startups right now, a lot of people you can speak to. So there's no need to do it on your own.
Do you believe initiatives, like for example, the Hub MT powered by MDIA, the Malta Digital Innovation Authority, will have a significant impact in the sector or industry? And how do you foresee that they can help or influence co-founders like you?
I definitely believe that they can help, just like they have helped us as well in the past.
If there is anything that you would have added onto your journey, your experience, especially when you were starting up back in 2018? What would you say would have given you that extra push? Maybe it wasn't present, maybe it wasn't possible at the time, and now it is. What do you feel or think was lacking?
Back in 2018, I believe some more financial aid would have been very beneficial to us. Back then, we were also fighting the stigma that 3D printing is only for toys. So there wasn't that much knowledge about it.
Okay.
Back then, we would sell keychains and things like that. We had to really push in order to tell people, listen, 3D printing can be used for other things. It can be used for medical devices. It can be used for replacement parts of automotives. There are so many industries that can benefit from 3D printing, but the mentality was just, oh, it's for keychains and toys. So having more awareness back then would have helped us a lot.
Okay. Today we know more about it, but I think then this would play a key factor when a couple of years pass and you say, listen, I had a very innovative product. I changed the way people think with my production. So I think then the benefit of being able to change or direct the future, I would say, I think then it's be very satisfying, you know? How do you feel about it now, when now we know it's not for just keychains and toys?
I mean, I definitely feel like we had a say in the matter, you know, guiding people towards the many uses and benefits of 3D printing. We've come a long way since 2018. It's definitely moving in the right direction.
If I had to ask your favorite quote and how do you resonate with in life, and what do you resonate with in life, how you live your day to day, even outside your office?
Well, to be honest, I was watching an episode of The Office a couple of days ago, and one of the quotes that was there was, "You miss 100% of the shots that you do not take." Now, obviously, this is a quote from someone else. I'm not sure who it is exactly, but that's where I got it from. It spoke a lot to me because I'm a person who back in the day I used to hold myself back a lot, and I keep trying to tell myself that every day. You know, you'll have to try something in order to get somewhere. If you don't try, you'll never know.
What about when it comes to you being a mother and being a wife, obviously with the support, and how do you resonate this even through your children? Even as a child, you used to, as you're saying, and as an adult, things used to hold you back somehow for one reason or another. Do you push your children? What do you do when it comes to parenthood in this manner?
I try to encourage and push my children as much as possible, honestly. I mean, they're still young. The oldest one is 7. But if they show an interest in something, I am going to try to guide them towards it. I don't want to be the person holding them back from their passions. So if I see anything close to any hint of passion about something, I'm going to encourage it. Like recently, my son came up to me and said that he wants to start his own business and sell water bottles because we have a bag of water bottles to take to the machine, and he said we should refill these and sell them at a profit.
Good.
So I would like to encourage them when they come up with these ideas.
Yes, I think it's very important because they're seeing so much change around them that encouraging them and let them explore is one area that it should be very dear to all parents. What about mothers in the industry, mothers as entrepreneurs? What would you say are the pros and cons of everyday living? What helps you make your day through? What would you feel that we need more, even on a national level?
I mean, I'm not going to lie, being an entrepreneur and a mother, it comes with its challenges. But seeing the way my children think as a result of them seeing me in my day-to-day, it makes it worth it, because I feel like I am doing something right and I am showing them that if they want to, they can pursue different roles. Like I have 2 daughters and I want to encourage them that they can have it all when they're older, you know. So that encourages me, that pushes me. Like today I told my son that I have this interview. He said, okay, so later we'll be able to watch you on TV. And we can show it to my sisters as well. Okay. That gave me the courage to come here as well. To mothers, I would encourage them to follow their passion, obviously. I would tell them if they need to seek help, they can, they should, definitely. But you should not hold yourself back.
Mm-hmm. What about a magical factor, I would say, or something important you feel that helps you be an entrepreneur, a mother? What would be the key factor of all this that would make you so successful?
Well, I think that some changes can come from the school, maybe. I know that there are a lot of initiatives that help mothers as entrepreneurs. For example, childcare services and after-school services, they are very helpful. I wouldn't be able to do this without them. But I do think that they should focus more on both the parents rather than just the mother. Mm-hmm. Because right now emails are usually sent to the mother, or if they call up the parents in case there's an issue, they usually go straight to the mother.
Okay.
It's in today's world, most mothers work as well, you know, mm-hmm. So it should be a shared responsibility. The mother should not be the sole
carer.
Not sole carer, because obviously mm-hmm. the father is there, but they shouldn't be the default one.
Okay. Okay, and we should have a broader approach on this, on the balance between both the mother and the father, or the mm-hmm. guardians in any other case. So obviously responsibilities are equally shared.
Mm, exactly.
Your final thought and message to our audience, something you would leave them with in terms of sustainability in this industry?
Well, from our end, as plastic manufacturers, we know that we're doing our best in order to be more environmentally friendly. I do believe that all businesses should try to be more sustainable in their approaches, you know, reducing waste as much as possible, because it has definite effects on the environment, and it will also help your finances.
Thank you. That was Alexandra Sciberras, co-founder and COO of Invent 3D. Thank you for being with us, and thank you for watching.